Hi folks, well I'm working on the bike again today, working on the cooling system now. What I've done is I fitted the water joint. I bought that from the Honda dealers earlier in the week and I painted it gloss black, as you can see. Just wait for the camera to go in focus, if it will. Don't think it will, but anyway, the water joint's in there. I didn't have a gasket to fit it, so I fitted it with Granville instant gasket. I fitted it with 2 hex bolts. I would have liked to have used Allen bolts, but I didn't have any Allen bolts to fit, so that's it on anyway. So then what I've done is I've made up a hose. I didn't have a hose to fit, so what I've done is I've got some bits of hose, cut it down to length, fixed it on with Jubilee clips, one on the bottom of the water pump and one on this joint here. This stainless steel bit here, I had to cut this down as well, cut through that with a power drill and a cutting disc. That goes, well, it goes pretty much all the way up to that one, I think. And then that's fixed on with Jubilees and it's cut on this side as well. I had to cut it down, it goes up to about there I think or something, so I had to cut it down because otherwise if it was long enough to come right up here then it would make this corner really sharp, which would kind of cause a kink. So that's basically what I've done. I basically made up my own hose with some rubber, some stainless steel. Obviously when you do stuff like that everything takes a lot longer than just kind of fitting a hose on, having to kind of measure stuff and cut stuff and what have you. So that's that bit done anyway. And then I've been working on the radiator as a way to hang the radiator on the bike. I've found suitable bolts and I've put in the rubber grommets into the brackets on the radiator. There's 3 brackets, 2 at the top and 1 at the bottom, and I've got these rubber grommets which I put in. Then I remembered that I needed to fit the radiator fan. The radiator fan isn't the right size for the radiator, it's a universal fan. So what I had to do was found a bolt that would fit it at that side, so I've got a hex bolt fixing it in there. And then I had to make up this bracket. This bracket's made from sheet aluminium. So it's just a kind of thin kind of sheet aluminium, about 1 mil thick or something like that, or maybe a wee bit more than 1 mil thick. So what I did is I cut it out with a tin snips. It was cut out of like a square corner to corner to make it long enough. Cut out with tin snips, and then I just kind of filed around it with a file just to get rid of the sharp edges and deburr it. So it's reasonably smooth. Well, you can still feel a little bit of roughness, but it's not too sharp. And then I've excuse me, fixed it in with an Allen bolt in there. So that's done up nice and tight, so that's not going anywhere. And then this one, I couldn't find a hex or an Allen bolt that was just the right length, because it has to be just exactly the right length, because you don't want it rubbing on the radiator in case it rubbed a hole in the radiator and then obviously it would leak. So yeah, so basically the only screw that I could find that was the right size was a flathead screw. So what that means is now that my fan is attached with 1 hex, 1 flathead and 1 Allen, which is kind of a bit unfortunate. It's not really the way I like to do things, but at least it's solid anyway. You can see it's solid. See, if I get hold of the fan like that and pick it up, it actually takes the whole weight of the radiator quite easily, and there's no give in that. That's perfectly solid. And I've got the distance pretty much spot on as well. It's just like, it's hard to see because of the wire that way, but there's probably about, I don't know, like 1/4 of an inch or something between the fan and the radiator, which I think is just about spot on. Now obviously it's only one radiator, it's only one fan, and it's quite a big radiator. It's a small fan and it's a big radiator, so what I'm thinking is at some point I might need to fit another fan. So if that's the case, then probably what I need to do is do a different kind of bracket that will hold 2 at the top and both of the fans at the bottom or something like that. But I don't know, we'll see how it goes anyway. See if I get any kind of overheating problems. So That's the radiator now ready to go on the bike. So the next thing is I'm going to hang it on there, and then I'm going to do the hoses. So I'll probably put a video up about that later. Okay, thanks for watching.